Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay, it says we are live. All right, so let's
Hi,
get
everyone.
let's get our berries. Hey, Anne, I missed you.
I've missed you too. How long has it been, hun? Years.
It's been years because the last time I saw you, I went to London to visit you.
You did, and it was amazing.
I'm a good friend.
We went to Wales.
We went to Wales and we went to see Aladdin.
Oh my gosh, I loved Aladdin. That was fun.
It was so fun. What else did we do? You lived in a really you lived
far
upstairs
out area.
It was far out, but it was still really, really nice. You slept at the very top of the stairs, and I slept on the second part down, I remember. And
the lounge room, we set you up. We had a blow-up bed by the sound, I think, from memory. Sorry about that.
Oh,
London is expensive.
No, London is expensive, but to be honest, I think, and I don't say this to be arrogant, I say this out of experience, I'm a pretty good travel buddy. No, actually, you can I am, aren't I? I'm a
no, you are. You're easygoing with the flow.
Yeah, I try to be, because I don't do everything that I want to do because I want other people to be happy, and I end up enjoying myself with what they want to do, and that's cool too.
You're right. You actually are sort of, I don't know, like we didn't get to experience enough yet. Let's not put it in the basket of like never again. We will be. But I think that I'm kind of the same in lots of ways. Like when I go traveling, I'm usually very happy to do what anyone else wants to do. As long as it kind of like has a little bit of history would be nice and good food. But I'm pretty easy going. I remember we went out and we got very, very drunk and I walked myself home by myself in Wales.
Yeah. And there was that Jewish guy from New Zealand who was so keen on me. And I was like, no, he's too short. We were at that nightclub.
He's messaged me recently and he's like, do you want to play a game? Oh, what is
that? Yeah, he messaged me, not recently, but like 5 months ago recently.
Yeah.
And he just said, hey, how you going? And I'm like, dude, like, no, you're in New Zealand. I'm in Australia. There was no COVID at that time. Like, it still could have been possible.
Yeah,
but
that was so weird. No, I had the same thing. Maybe he was bored.
Maybe. Because, I mean, we had fun in Wales. And I also remember we went on a castle tour and we saw all these castles, and they were talking about how they killed, back in the old days, the knights killed dragons. And then I said, oh, it wouldn't have been an actual dragon, it would have been a dinosaur. And you went, Claudia, he said dragon. And I'm like, okay, the knight killed a dragon. You were so adamant. Like, I'm sorry for not believing your story. Just I'm adapting it.
I've changed a lot. You believe what you like. I think that there might have been dragons. No, I don't know. Mythology. It's all mythology, you know. It is what it is.
It is on some level. Yeah. Oh my gosh, someone just gave me $50, dude. I did not even ask for money. I never asked for money. Thank you, Paul Smith. That's very kind of you. I think it's so you, Anne. Anne, you're such good luck.
Good luck from Greece.
Yes. Well, let's get into that topic a little bit. But before that, you did just say that you used to be that way, and now you're a little bit freer about allowing people to believe what they believe.
Yeah.
Now, I recently made a video. It's a new series on my channel called The Dear Diary. Now, let me preface this by saying it was not about you. I promise you that. But in our conversations recently, you did bring it up, and then I sort of remembered, oh yeah, there was once upon a time where you were a little, for lack of a better word, aggressive when it came to me and my politics. And you even unfollowed me on my main page on Instagram. And then I spoke to you like maybe a year and a bit ago, and I said, oh, I'm noticing that a lot of my mainstream friends, the ones behind me here, a lot of them are unfollowing me and I don't really know what it is. And you're like, well, look, I haven't spoken to any of your friends in a bit, but I can tell you from my point of view, that wasn't your sort of realm. But now I'm so happy to say, because I actually got teary about this, believe it or not, you've woken up, and now you and I are maybe not on the same level in terms politically, but you have woken up. Can you tell me what led you to wake up? I mean, I'm assuming it was COVID, but give me your story. Tell us.
I think, no, look, there was lots of things. COVID was another thing, part of that, because I was already going through a lot of transformation. I guess it sort of stemmed back to seeing myself in relationships, and I didn't like who I was. I had to be right. I was always right. Everyone else was wrong. And I think that's really unhealthy. And I don't think that it was very victim mode. So I pulled myself in. I've done a lot of stuff. I guess, I am very spiritual, as you know, a bit of a hippy dippy, but I think that it's very important to be open about a lot of things. And with COVID, it just feels really wrong to me intuitively deep in. Like, it feels as in, like, not about the actual virus. I'm sure it definitely exists.
It's just same. I think it exists.
Absolutely. I just think that there's a lot more going on in it, like control wise, and it's felt very really wrong. I can't explain exactly, but it's just, I look up figures and stuff sometimes. I don't know facts completely, but 150,000 people a day die around the world. They don't put that on the news. They just put on these figures each day of the COVID deaths, and I just think it's fear mongering at its most extreme, and then they're able to get away with all this crazy control in the background because of that. Doesn't sit well. I don't know. What about you? What do you feel? Like, I just don't think
there's an agenda. There's an agenda. And the globalists, now we can only guess and speculate. Sorry, my friend Pissy Leaks Pete, who is Greek, wants to know where in Greece you are.
Naxos at the moment.
Naxos. And everyone, look at her background. Look at the scenic. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It's 11 a.m. where she is. It's 8 p.m. here. So, wow, dude.
What a good day. It's been so stormy, but because it's sun out, I was like, I'm coming out to sit out so everyone can see.
Such a show. No.
Yeah,
look, there's certainly an agenda. Like, absolutely, there's an agenda. Now, there's a guy named Klaus Schwab. I have no idea who he is or why he's so high up there in the world of the elites, but he's okay. So no one, I don't know how to say this without. He's a J. Does anyone know what I mean by that? He's a J and ends in ish. But so yes, I know that adds to their. Okay, guys, don't get on that. I don't want you guys to start hating on that group of people, because a lot of you hate them. I get it. They do. They are. There's a high proportion of them in the globalist thing. But so he wrote this Twitter tweet some time ago, about a year ago, saying that what did he say? We are working with the Biden administration to help with food shortages. Didn't know there was any. What do you mean by that, bro? So something's coming and it's not good. Bread lines. I think a lot of countries are going to end up like Venezuela. Now, how that will manifest, I don't know. I'm not one of them. I don't know what Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, and all of those top people have figured out for the rest of the rest of the planet, but it's not good. And that's for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I've been, because we had lockdown in London, and it was actually like really long. Like, I know everyone, like, Melbourne was intense, and I'm not there, so I can't say from experience it looked intense. I have friends there, family, and it was intense. But in London, like, we had a similar thing for 3 months of the best. It was still easing off at the end of June, July, but it started the 7th. I think it was 13th of March. So we had to stay inside a lot, according to the made-up laws or whatever that they were doing.
Exactly.
We didn't have to wear the masks outside then. We just had to stay away from people. And we had to line up in crazy lines going to the supermarkets and things like that. But anyway, I did a lot of research when I was able to stay at home, which I actually really enjoyed personally, because it was really good to do a lot of soul searching and looking up some things that I was like, this isn't sitting well for me. So I did look up a little bit and follow some people about Bill Gates and, all the sort of elites that I do really strongly think that there's, and I know I again so sick of this conspiracy theorist like labeling, because like I don't think it is at all. I think there's just like money, power, control. It happens, that's what happens in the world. that's the history, isn't it? Like, that's literally the history. It keeps coming back. It's just that we have technology now, and there's a lot of stuff that they can shame you and blame you and make you feel guilty if you don't do. And that's what the majority of people are doing. They're just going with that, which is fine if they want to.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, I mean, it affects the rest of us. We're like ants to them. We're not really like a friend of mine. Her name is Evelyn Ray. She's a social commentary YouTube commentator, whatever the word is, and she did this huge post on, I don't know if you saw it, about suicide and all these young children under the age of 19 that committed suicide. Excuse me. You must have seen it because you looked through. I saw that you saw my Instagram story, and I quoted her story kind of a bit.
I don't know if I had a complete look at it, but no, I know that that's the other issue with this whole thing is that people are getting suicidal. You know what? The last week, I'm not suicidal, but I've been feeling really flat, really effing flat. And
you said that this morning. That broke my heart because you're such a happy girl.
Yeah, I am. But it's like it's full on, and obviously I've got it really good, and I'm very, very grateful for everything I have. But it's a bit of a mind F, if you know what I mean. I don't want to swear, sorry.
They saw yesterday on my channel. Yeah.
You know, people can't cope, and it's not just that. Like, it's like also medical stuff has been delayed so much, which is upsetting me because people are going to be getting late diagnoses of cancer, of everything. It's, you know, I was meant to have an appointment with a gynecologist. I've had issues with that sort of area, which is fine, like as in periods.
Just share with everyone.
I will. I'm not ashamed. And it got cancelled, and I'm just like, great. That was back in March, but you know, I never got to see one, so like, it should be fine. But who knows?
Look, I know you're a little hippy dippy, and I've started looking into some stuff. There's a YouTuber, a quite well-known YouTuber that I'm friends with. She's known as Philosopher Cat, and I had a really interesting conversation with her. And this is something that I think I would have spoken about with you if you were here. And that conversation is pretty much that we look at that's a good point, Daniel H. I'm going to leave that on the screen for a sec.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. She said basically that we look at Western medicine as the be-all and end-all, like as the best thing ever. But maybe you don't need to see, I mean, I would recommend you still go to your gyno, but maybe try a naturopath. Just something that she said. Yeah, and I think 100%. I want to start adopting that in my own life.
No, 100%. I feel like there is a lot of holistic things that we can do and go into the Eastern sort of medicine world a lot as well. And there's so many things that we can try. And I definitely know that it's something that that I could probably change with diet and other things like that. So yeah, totally onto it. Like, I will get onto it. Being a bit lazy, but I'm kind of stuck anyway, like on a beautiful island, which is amazing.
Yeah, you don't understand Greek either, so.
I love it. I love Greece so much, as you know. But yes, it's exactly, I don't know, just if you open your eyes and you have an open mind, I think a lot of things can come out that are positive. I mean, people used to live with not a lot, and they may have died very young because they didn't have as much as we, but they still, you know, they lived years ago, centuries ago. So I don't know. You don't need all this stuff to put into your bodies, I don't think, always.
No, and that's why I'm also becoming a little bit anti-vax. I'm not totally anti-vax at all, but like, I do think that before you take on a freaking vaccine, bloody check what it has in it. And I know you're pro-choice, so I know this is different, but I still think you'd agree that the idea of having dead baby fetal tissues in that is like almost cannibalistic in some way. Like, where have we landed in humanity? And this coronavirus, I'll say it like that, this Rona vaccine, because I don't want to be flagged. The Rona vaccine has HIV in it. People have been getting Bell's palsy from it, which is like half your face goes paralyzed. A series of other things. I forgot some of them. The wearing of the masks. You can have, you can form a germ that gives you pneumonia. There's just so much wrong with this. And now they're telling us to wear 3 masks. I'm like, no, I won't do that. No. So, this is politics. This is just common sense.
That's insane. 3 masks. Oh my goodness.
No, I mean, I don't do it, but I don't think many do. Maybe a dentist would do it. I don't know.
That's insane. No, I don't know. No, I'm with you with the vaccine. I'm personally like, I'm not going to have it. That's a personal choice, but I'm pretty scared, dear. Like I'm scared of one thing. I haven't been fearful of anything else. Sorry, I lost my voice.
Your voice.
I sounded like a man.
Dude.
No, I'm worried about them making it a certificate thing for passports where they're going to make it really hard to get into other countries without having to pay a lot of money. And I am really nervous about that because I am in Europe and I'm nervous about that to travel in Europe, but also to get back to Australia because knowing Australia, they'll probably do that as well at some point, the way they're going.
Yeah, the dickhead that leads Qantas said, "Oh, we're going to implement the no job, no pay." And it's like, are you an idiot? So I think part of this is just me speculating, but I think part of it is that they want us. Have you seen these women seizuring after getting the vaccine?
Yeah. There's been heaps and heaps. You know, it happens all the time. There's always incidences after having a vaccine where you're going to, you know, I think some of the autoimmune diseases are from also where it flares up inside. I can't scientifically prove it, obviously. I'm like, oh, there's some really interesting things out there that have happened after vaccine damages and stuff that they're getting away with. They're not getting in trouble for it.
No, and they won't because it says something like even after getting the vaccine, they still say it might not protect you from the Rona. It's like, well, then what's the point in getting it?
Also,
I'm not putting my womb. I want children one day. I know you know that about me. I know you've always sort of been a little bit like, if it happens for you, then whatevs. But
I'm changing my mind a bit. We'll get onto that another time.
Okay, that's another episode with one of my closest friends in the world. Guys, by the way, Anne and I have known each other since I'd say our early 20s.
Yeah, no, it would have been like I was probably only like 21. You might have been 22. How old are you? You're old now.
I'm 33.
You're a baby. Maybe you were about 23. It was at Free Hills, remember? We met very early.
Don't tell people the law firm we worked at. Oh, well. Yes, we worked at Free Hills, the #1 law firm in Melbourne, right? Because I wanted to be a paralegal and I had done my advanced diploma in legal practice course. I didn't finish the advanced diploma. I was like 3 months shy of finishing it, but I got a job in the industry, and then I met you there. We became super close. And it scared you off. No, you clearly didn't scare me off because I kept hanging out with you, and then I introduced you to all of these people who some have dropped off. They always liked you. I'm sure right now they'd pick you over me because I've become political.
No, you always were. You always have been.
I wasn't always political.
You were. I thought you always were. Well, when I remember having sex with you, I swear.
Well, you and I always got into arguments, and I always quieted down. I never sort of tried to win the argument because I couldn't with you, so I then backed off. But I'm so glad you've changed. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it is. It's what I was. It's okay. It's all right. Yeah. I have to accept this. It doesn't matter. Like, closed off. Okay, maybe we were just talking about more religious sort of stuff back then, not political.
Yeah, I was super Christian, and I still am super Christian, except that I've made a few mistakes along the way, as I told you recently. But always great to have mates that stay mates. I know, she's the best. I can't wait to visit her again. Are you coming? I'm so actually slightly offended that you were in Australia prior to the lockdown and you never came to say hello.
Try not to be offended because I might have done this a lot of times and I don't tell anyone because it's literally like a couple of weeks and I have to see my mum and I have to see my family. It's a Mummy's
priority. Yes, Mummy's priority, but bear in mind, I went all the way to London to see you.
I saw you a couple of times when I came over. Remember
you did.
You were with me?
Yes, no, I do remember. It was all good. I was just teasing. No. But Mum's priority.
After that, though, it was too stressful to organise because I would try and organise things and people would cancel on me, and I was like, no, I don't. It's family, because I've always away. Also, I'm probably not going to get back to Australia for a while because I looked up flights last night and I kid you not, one way. To be fair, this is in like a week's time or whatever for the dates I put in.
Oh, yeah, if it was 4 months from now, it would be different.
£13,000.
Wow.
I'm sorry, what is that?
Well, that's ridiculous. I also remember, okay, we worked together at Free Hills, but then I left Free Hills because I realized that my personality was not compatible with lawyers. The lawyers did not like my personality. They liked me as a person, but they found me really, because they were always like, Claudia, turn down the volume. And I'm like, oh. And so I ended up leaving, and then I became the store manager of should I name it? Because it's gone now.
It's gone. You can.
Kate Hill. I was the store manager at Kate Hill, and I remember you and I having a conversation, and you wanted to live overseas, but you never really made it happen, and then you started to, and then you sort of, I think it was a boyfriend that stopped you, sort of thing, and then you were like, nah, I'm done with this dickhead that I just had. How can I make it? And I remember saying to you, oh my gosh, we're looking for people at Kate Hill. Come work with me. And I became your boss, but I was very, I think you can agree with this, and I think the people watching can agree with this. I'm not much of a leader. I don't think of myself as a manager type, but like because I was working with you, I was kind of like, hey, like it was always kind of cool, even though I didn't always roster you on with me so that it wasn't like any favoritism or anything like that. But yeah, I remember, and I felt so privileged that I was able to help your dream happen of leaving me.
Not only that, you also helped me get catering through Jerry. Are we allowed to say, anyway, one of your friends, sorry. And
she has an amazing company, yes.
So I was able to work like part-time casual. You actually helped me save up enough money to get over here. So actually, thank you a million, because it was really hard work though. I worked 3 jobs at one stage, full-time, casual at Kate Hill, and also catering at one time.
I did that too. I was doing catering. I was doing catering and Kate Hill at the same time. I've always usually had 2 jobs. It's very rare for me to not be working. Yeah, I like helping my friends. I like helping people. Even right now, I'm working on getting a friend a fridge. I'm working on getting, because he's down on his luck at the moment, I'm working on getting him a sofa. And I even did this call out on my Facebook. Hey, does anyone know of any work and jobs at the moment? I don't know. I've always been that way. Even when people were mean to me, I've always helped them. I don't know why. I'm an idiot.
Right. That's really kind, and don't lose that. Like, I know you don't want have boundaries, but like you don't want to lose that quality. It's so beautiful to help people. I think it's a lot of love, which God will be happy about.
Well, okay, tell us what it's like in Greece. What is it like where you are now? I know there's a language barrier, and I know you have friends who are Greek and speak English, but do you have to wear a mask all the time? Like, what are the mandates? Do you know?
I do. So the island life is a lot more relaxed, mainly because I'm not in the main sort of town right now. I'm outside a little bit. And when you go to the main town, there's like, 3 police officers? There's not many.
I just think that's funny. So funny.
I cringe. Good on Jesse. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but he's not cringing. He finds this interesting and entertaining. It's because you have a lot of personality and I have a lot of personality. So I think the dynamic between us are like, wow, these girls, we can tell they've been friends for ages.
True. That's a good point. We vibe.
And we're cute. We're so cute.
Thank you. We're the 2 police officers, and you're meant to wear your mask all the time here. Otherwise, you can get fined. And I think they were fining people at the beginning. So lockdown in Greece started the 6th of November again. I freaked out because I was in Paros, another island, which is next to Naxos at the time. And I was like, I don't know what to do. It's going to cost a lot of money to like rent in Athens. And it was like we had a day's notice to work all this out, like literally.
God.
But as it is, this is my hippy dippy side, a little bit destiny came knocking. My old housemate, he's beautiful, he's Italian, he has beautiful Italian parents, and luckily they were on Naxos and they invited me to come stay with them again after I'd visited them, and they've very nicely let me stay the whole time. So I'm very, very lucky that I'm on an island. And yeah, I go for walks all the time without the mask. I take it just in case. But I've seen police, they haven't pulled me over. I'm in nature. I'm going for a walk. You're allowed to go for a walk. You're allowed to go to the shops, obviously. Pharmacy, bakeries. All the bakeries are open. It's very essential.
In Greece, it would be.
Bread is good. Oh, the food is good here. Like, I love Greece. Actually, if someone wants to adopt me that has like Greek in them, come and get me. Adopt me.
That's hilarious. Would you date a Greek guy?
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, I like the Mediterranean look, right? You know that.
Okay, but I'm half Spanish. I would prefer you be with a Spanish person because then you could hook me up to like his cousin or something.
Because they all have cousins. You are so right. Like a long list. Yeah, I like Spanish and Portuguese. No, I like Portuguese too.
They're our mortal enemies. I'm just kidding. Portuguese people are great. One of my closest friends in the world, her name is Alyssa. She's Portuguese and I love her so much. Yeah.
Portuguese are awesome. No, I'm not fussy. You know, if there's a Spanish person, absolutely no.
No more Aussies for you.
No, I think I'm done with. No, I don't know.
So you carry a mask in case a cop comes to you.
But when I'm in the town, I have to wear the mask. I have to wear the mask in town. I don't have to. I just do because I don't want to get fined. I don't like it. And actually, I rebelled the other night and it felt good. I didn't wear it and I was like, I'm just going to hold it. And if someone comes and said, they're all getting relaxed anyway. They don't mind because we're on an island. There is literally no cases.
Good. I haven't worn the mask. I've worn the mask twice in the whole time that this has happened. I know you wanted me to sort of give you a bit of insight into Australia, but I can't give you too much info on what Melbourne was like because I wasn't here. I was in New South Wales. I
think that's a good thing.
Well, yeah, but see now New South Wales has become a little bit like Victoria, and Victoria is becoming a lot. It's easing up. Yeah. But like the DHS specifically says, and that's the website that you look at to know what all the major updates are, says you don't have to wear a mask if you have a legal reason and you don't need to walk around with an exemption. So people stare at me. And they kind of look, I mean, not now. Now, I took my mother to the doctor today. And it's optional now is my point. So, but anyway, long story short, I often don't wear the mask. I want it, as I said, twice in the whole time that I've been here. Once because I was with my sister and I didn't want there's no point in imposing my political position when I'm just trying to be there with my niece and my nephew and hang out. So I didn't. And the other time was at a bookstore. And those are the only two times that I wore them. And then when you're eating, you wear them when you walk in and then you start eating and you don't have to wear it anyway. So it's really retarded. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's so wish-washy that, like, the way that you put it on and then you take it off, if you're going to get it, you're going to get it. Like,
yeah. Sorry, I had to put that.
You're a babe.
Well, I don't always feel pretty. That this, like, he's making me feel good about myself. Thanks for the $50, dude. I do not deserve it, but I appreciate it. Yeah. Hey guys, you want to hear a story? Several years ago, I hadn't been on a date with a boy in so long, and for whatever reason, I've always been super, super shy around boys. And Anne was always sort of the girl that I'd call, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Anne, I'm walking to the tram now to head to this guy's, and my stomach was like in knots. I don't even remember who this guy was, to be honest. I only remember being nervous about going on a date because I'm so socially retarded. No, I am a little bit. Remember, okay, I have another memory, but sorry, we'll go back to this one. And I was like half crying, and you're like, dear Claudia, or whatever the hell you used to call me. It's okay, relax. You're like, this guy won't end up being anything in particular. This is just so that you can get yourself back in the game. You were just, I don't know, you were always there for me with that kind of stuff because I had no confidence, and you were oozing the confidence when it came to men. Annie's a babe. Yes, she is.
Thanks, David.
Absolutely. And looks beautiful too.
Oh, thanks everyone.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you are such a beautiful girl. You are so beautiful, but you need to realize that. And dating, look, I don't love it, but it's just to get to know someone. And then it's so good because you can decide, you can be like, oh gosh, that person is not for me. We did not click. Or you can be like, good convo. Let's have another date. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
It's hard to date at the moment, though, isn't it?
Bloody hell, it's hard. But yeah, I think the best way to date is to go to places where you think you'll find like-minded people, and to stay away from politically minded people. So I feel like if I went to like a gym or like a rifle range or something like that, I'd find people who are maybe similar minded to me. So I don't know, a rifle range. I don't know why I said that, but like something like that. That'd be like good. But and for you, would you want a guy who was into the same stuff as you? Like, do you want a guy who does tarot cards or not really?
No, like I'm not. No. So like.
Yeah, I don't think I would either.
Kind of like, you know how I've said that I've changed a lot. I would like someone to respect my choices and what I'm interested in, but they don't have to be interested in it. If they're a little bit interested in, like, at least not dismissing it completely, that's great. But if they are really like, I'm not going to attract anyone that thinks that I'm too much, am I? Just not. So I'll attract someone, and I'm very honest. I'll say what I'm into, and if people are not interested in that, that's okay. That's all right. We don't have to be. We can be friends or we can not be. Doesn't matter. Just got to put yourself out. I was going to ask you, have you found in your political sort of ways, have you met people and dated them? And
yes, I have.
Has it been like good because you both relate to each other, or can it be tricky? Like, what's that like?
It's been really bad. The first one I gave money to, and he hasn't returned it. It was $3,000. Yeah.
No, dear.
I know, I'm an idiot.
You're not an idiot. You're just too kind.
I'm too
boundaries.
Kind, whatever. Yeah, boundaries. But that's being worked on. And the second one, without naming anyone, because I don't want to blast anyone. Like, I'm not like that. But the second one was great, an amazing person. I thought great with my niece and nephew as well, really lovely. But then after that everything, it's like it's been a year. It's been a year since that all of that, right? And he's approaching a friend of mine wanting to sell the blanket that we did it on or something stupid like that. I'm like, what? Like, just what? Like, what are you doing? Like, and like just a lot of online gloating about things. And I'm like, do you know what I did last night? This is what I did last night. And I don't do this every night because it's hard. It's really hard. But the Bible says to pray for your enemies, pray for the people who hate you. So last night, I didn't want to do it, but I said to God, please help these people, give them success, make them happy, bless them, and make them leave me alone. Those were my prayers. So if I found someone who was political, but he was kind and not easily led by ringleaders and other a-holes, that would be great. But I think it's better to date people who are not in the same realm as me, but who are kind. At the same time as strong. I don't want to date a guy who's a pushover, like I don't want that. I want someone, because you're strong. I don't mean this in a mean way. I promise you I don't. I think I would be more submissive as a wife than you. I think you would challenge the guy a bit more.
No, and that's been an issue. You know that. I've said that. Like I said that to you the other day. I have this masculine kind of quality where I'm like strong. I'm a powerhouse.
Guys, she has so much hair on her chest. Look.
I do.
No, she doesn't. She's not masculine. You have masculine energy. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Masculine energy, but I'm very feminine. Like I am very.
You're far girlier than I am.
But I don't know. But it's not a great quality. I need to even that out. I need to get in touch with being more vulnerable and more sensitive sort of and trusting. And so I think I said to you, I haven't felt like I could completely trust the guys I've dated. Like I haven't felt like they were a really strong presence. So I took that over. And that's why it just always was like, no, because it pushed them into like a really...
Yeah, that doesn't make for a good marriage.
Poor guys. But it is what it is.
You're learning, and now you're like, I know what I did wrong. I don't know what I did wrong in my past relationships until I started seeing someone, He's a coach. He's like a love coach guy, and he's really nice, and he's been helping me. Yeah, and he'll be on my show soon. You might like that episode, actually.
I'm going to watch that.
Yeah, it's in the future, but he's a really good guy. And he told me, because I told him the things that I did wrong in the relationship. He goes, that's what you did. You there's a word.
Demasculated or
emasculated. Thank you. No, you're right. Yes, yeah, you got it. I accidentally emasculated the most recent one, and I didn't even realize I did it when I did it. And with the first one, I was too willing to give so much of myself that I let myself suffer to please him. And that's what I did wrong in that one. And I was just too much like, are you mad at me? Are you mad at me? Like, too insecure. Yeah, and that's in my 30s, because I didn't really date in my 20s. I mean, I dated in my 20s, as you know, because you were there. But, like, I never had a boyfriend in my 20s because it just never happened for me that way. And the guys that are interested in me, I don't want them. Isn't that funny?
No, it works that way. It always works that way. I swear to God, it's like sod's law. It's really frustrating.
By the way, I just got a text. I don't know if she wants to be named, so I won't name her, but I just got a text from a friend who I introduced you to from the same circles that you recently spoke to on the phone.
Yep.
Her name begins with M.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
She just messaged me and said that she's loving the conversation. Yay! Shout out to M.
Love M.
Yes. I just don't know because she's super private. So yeah. Does he have a dog in the background?
Yeah, little Dorothy. Oh, not little Dorothy. She's just jumped up. Sorry, guys. Dorothy.
Yeah, that's all right.
Hi, this is everyone. Say hi. Nothing like an impromptu dog.
That's awesome. But yeah. So what about you? Like, how do you deal with the whole ex situation? I pray for them, despite how much I know they hate me, because they hate me. I don't know why, but like they hate me so much that they want to hurt me. They want to hurt the people around me. They threaten like me on some level, and I still just pray for them. I don't always love them. Some days I hate them, but like the days that I'm really Christian, I pray for them. What do you do?
Gee, that speaks volumes, though, doesn't it? They've got some toxicity inside of them that they need to let go of, and I think praying for them is probably the best thing that you can do. And it's that's full on. Like to be honest, there's only one ex that I dated that I don't have contact with completely.
Is that the one I met in London?
No.
Oh.
No, the one you met in London, like we were really close, good friends. It was a very interesting dynamic that no one really understands, and I get that. But we loved each other as friends. It's really hard to explain, and I always will. But he's got a new girlfriend, and she's lots younger. She's not like me, but in the way that she's very insecure and not happy with having me having a friendship with him, which I understand, even though it's completely, and it was always quite platonic for a long time. She's not comfortable with that, so we can't be friends, which is fine. So I send him lots of love always with vibes, energy. That's it. And with this other one that I dated. What did it say?
Little dick gamma shitheads with toxic female traits. They need to get a life. Well, I pray for them, but yeah. Sorry, keep going. I just had to share that.
No,
that's as vindictive as I get. That made me laugh. That's as vindictive as I get. Okay.
I don't. You know, the only person that I dated a 46-year-old in London, and he was really toxic.
I remember that.
Really
you
toxic.
Told me that. Yeah.
Huge red flags. I kind of ignored the red flags, but it taught me a lot. I will not be in contact with him. He lies all the time, but I do hope, and I also pray that he's 46. He still has time. I hope that he works really hard inside and brings out all these things up and works on them, but I don't think he will. So that was a really interesting relationship for me. So that's the only one I wouldn't talk to. I've kept in touch with a lot very randomly.
Was it your first boyfriend? Okay, and I don't want to. So I didn't mean for this to become about boyfriends. By the way, Melanie, it's Melanie. She said we're allowed to name her. Melanie said that us three need to catch up soon.
Yes, we should all do a chat.
Yeah, just a private one. A private one, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
That sounds good.
It does. Melanie, you had a boyfriend who you said that was, I don't know what type of abusive he was, but is that the one that you don't see anymore? The one that was like always angry at you?
No, and that's a really bad thing that happens actually to me. And this is because I was not healthy in relationships. I would make nearly everyone I've ever dated angry. They would get angry with me. I think I must have pushed buttons. I didn't deliberately do it, but I pushed buttons somehow and pissed them all off.
You did it a couple of times to me.
There you go. See,
I remember.
Bad behavior.
But I was submissive. I'm a doormat. I let people treat me badly because I'm like, oh, well, I know Anne's a good girl. She's my friend. So I was at your house and you
Sorry.
No. You weren't a cow. You weren't nasty. You always had my back. But when it came to political things, or Christian things, you were very adamant that that what I was saying wasn't the only way. And you're right, it's not the only way. But as a Christian, of course, I believe that morality is objective. Like, I just do. Yeah. That was But you never made me super angry. I never went home crying because of how mean you were, the way other friends maybe have been with me. But so what happened with that guy? I thought he was abusive, but you're saying that it was a give and take, that you probably pushed his buttons and that's why he got angry. You're saying that you're sharing 50% of that. Is that what you're trying to say?
Look, I think with the 46-year-old, it was a toxic relationship. I was trying to learn still and move away from the patterns that I had been displaying in other ones. But he was just, he just isn't a good, I don't know, everyone's a good person deep down, but he has a lot of things he has to work through. And
everyone is not a good person deep down.
I did display, I did react to the craziness of it all, obviously, and I got out of that, which was very healthy to get out of. But I've never dated anyone like him. Like, he was very toxic. Everyone else hasn't been. I've been the toxic one, I think, previously. I'm not saying everyone's been perfect. They haven't all been perfect, obviously. No one is. But he was full on the 46-year-old. I don't know if I'll ever date someone that's that much older than me. I'm scared now.
Yeah, for sure. No, I understand. What do you think of feminism? This is not where I thought the conversation would go, but I am interested in it because there are so many women that lie to get their babies in for custody. There were so many women that claimed that they were beaten when they weren't. Well, you said you were the toxic one. You were not that level toxic. You were probably
no. I was never like that.
No, I know. That's my point. So what do you think of feminism? Or at least radical feminism. What do you think of radical feminism and what women have done to men today to make them so shitty?
It's a tricky one. This is a tricky one for me. I don't know if I have that much good input to put for this one. I think that I think it's too extreme. I do, in lots of ways. I think it's too much. I think that we need to work as a team, females and males, to work together to uplift each other completely. And I think what worries me, though, the only thing that worries me is that some men don't feel like they can have their sensitive side, and that, emasculates them, and then they act out in horrible sort of ways, a power sort of struggle way. And I think that that's really sad. And I don't know if that is because of women or society or whatever it is, but it's making a lot of them also feel the need to suicide, which is really awful. Not all of them, but
absolutely.
Sometimes it gets too much.
There's a collective in there. Yeah. Okay, there are questions. There are audience questions now. It's that time of the show. Star Rover. What kind of books does Anne like to read? Anne doesn't read. She doesn't know how. She's dyslexic. Sorry, my jokes are just as bad as they always were.
I'm actually reading an interesting book right now on psychosomatic illnesses, which is kind of interesting to me. So a neuro physicist, I'm not very good at saying words, so I might be saying that wrong. Because my mum has a lot of addictions in her life with painkillers because she has chronic illnesses. So I find it very interesting to read stuff like that, anything psychology based, but also spiritual, obviously. I know, self-help books, anything I'll read, but I also like sad stories because I'm a weirdo, and biography. Is it biographies? The ones where people write about themselves, their story.
Autobiographies, yeah. I like those too.
Autobiography.
Yeah, okay. Elizabeth Oakman, what does Anne believe about destiny, heaven, hell, etc.? So Anne is not a Christian, Elizabeth, but she is spiritual. But sorry, you explain yourself.
So I grew up Catholic, but I don't associate with it at all. I don't believe a lot of the things that they believe in, and for me, I'm not religious. I believe in God, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah,
I believe
I've always believed in God. I remember you saying that to me. But
absolutely.
you don't align it with the Bible. You align it with something else.
Yeah, and there's something else I can't explain to you. It's just a feeling that I have. For me, I just know that I'm always guided. It sounds really hippy-dippy, sorry guys, but that's just how I
It does sound
feel.
hippie, but I'm glad that you have a concept of God, and my only hope is that one day it'll evolve into Christianity, because in my head, like, and this isn't me being rude, but in my head, it's like the only way to heaven is through Jesus. Nothing else will lead you there. But I mean, life is a journey, right?
But I think, so this is the thing that I think that we have God in us. That's like all of us has him in us. That
On
we're
some
all
level, that's
guided
true.
on some level. That's what
On
I
some
think.
level, that's true. No, because I look at like babies, I look at my niece and my nephew, and they're just so adorable, and I'm like, there's God in that. Like, there has to be. They're so cute. Like,
There is. Well, that's what I think.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Destiny, absolutely. Seriously, like things that have happened in my life are insane. The synchronicities, like, hello, right now, I'm on Naxos, staying with people that is through someone that I used to live with. Like, there's so many, and it popped up. It just comes to you. That's what I think. I don't know. You bring in the stuff that you need at the time, and it teaches you sometimes some hard ones. But that's what I think. Definitely believe in all that synchronicity stuff.
No worries. Next question is from Jimothy, a friend of mine. Do you think, I don't know what CV is, but do you think CV is a major barrier for forming meaningful relationships? Do you know what CV is?
I was thinking it was resume for a second, and then I was thinking it was the Corona. What do you call it? Rona?
Oh, yeah, you're right. The Rona V. Yes, you're right. So do you think CV, okay, I see why he wrote it like that, coronavirus, is a major barrier for forming Yeah.
I think it's really interesting. I think everyone is really lonely, feeling really lonely, and there's a lot of online dating happening, lots of chats with people. You need that presence. You need to see if there's a connection that's in real life. And so I absolutely do think it is a major barrier, personally. But
yeah, same.
You can only get so much from having chats.
Yeah, okay. This guy, Jim, can you please stop doing this? Like, I'm not offended by it, but you're too consistent with this commentary, and it does get old. I already know that. You have no idea what my stresses are. Okay, yes, our eggs are limited. How do you know I haven't frozen them already, or that I'm on the road to doing that, or that I'm not seeing people right now, and that I may be on the verge of marrying someone? You don't know. So can you sort of like keep those comments to yourself, because you do it in almost every live that you're on. That is nature and biology. Get married, have babies, please. Yes, thank you. All right, I'm moving on from that one. It's a bit annoying. He's a nice guy, but that is annoying. Bearing, one of my favorite YouTubers in the country, is my friend too. Men can be emotional around women, no problem, as long as you trust them and they're not a huge bitch. Yeah, that's a fair statement.
That's very fair. I agree.
What's this? Contradicting in terms. Young lady, what you just said? I don't know. Did I just call her a young lady? Well, she'll always be a young lady in my eyes. Not the best question. Anne, what would you say if I said you simply choose someone you can tolerate and make yourself irresistible to him? The rest is a formality. Solid advice, maybe.
It's very interesting. I think that I am quite a charmer, so I am quite charming regardless of if I like someone.
Easily.
So I might, I think that I do my best to be like, I don't know, be myself, but also if I'm interested in someone, I am going to be probably pretty irresistible. That sounds so silly, like as much as I can.
No, that's what he wants. That's what he wants. He said, we were talking on the phone earlier today, this guy, and that's exactly what he said. he always says that you need to find a guy, you need to make yourself irresistible to him, and then boom. I mean, he's making it sound a lot easier than what it is, but you are charming. You are irresistible to people. Oh, this is my memory, guys. It circled back around. I don't know where we were. We were in the city. We had just had lunch at Melbourne Central, and I think we were heading to the Travel Expo because I was sort of with you every step before you left. Before you left to live in London, I was like that friend helping you get there, and I was so honored to be able to help you. I just like helping my friends. Anyway, and we were shopping together, and then they said something like, it costs a little bit. And then I said, but wait, this is Anne. Look how cute she is. Doesn't she get a cute tax? And then the guy goes, yeah, she gets a cute tax. And he gave you a discount because of my comment.
Oh my gosh, I had forgotten about that. That's so right. And I probably was embarrassed. Was I embarrassed at the time?
Yeah,
I don't even remember.
You were like, oh, Claudia, what are you doing? You were laughing, though. You were laughing your head up, and you were like, Claudia, like, that's so inappropriate.
No, I love it. Be inappropriate. It's good.
I've always been inappropriate. I don't even realize when I'm doing it. I'm in my 30s, and I think I need, like, behavioral exercise. I need, like...
Don't. No, you're just yourself. Never lose that.
Okay. You're so sweet. Thank you. I think it's good to self-improve too, though.
Wait.
Yeah. What else? A CV. Hang on. A CV is what you need to have a relationship with a woman these days. How so? Because if you're in lockdown, all the relationships are sort of online. I don't know what you mean, bro.
Maybe he means that, like, it's easier to chat with people online. So you're like, because people are so, like, lonely that they're just going on these apps doing. Maybe that's, I don't know what he means.
Maybe. David Saldivar wants to know what your favorite music genre is. Mine is 90s pop.
Oh, I love 90s, but I'm more 90s rock. I love easygoing. I like everything. Actually, if anyone wants to check out my Spotify, I have a crazy amount of different genres on there that I like listening to.
If you want to give it to me, I don't know how it works with Spotify, but if you want to link it to me, I can add it to the description box below, and then you can become super popular for your
there's even 50s. I like 50s, like whatever. There's heaps of different shit on there. It's good.
Yeah, I love, as you can see, I've always been a fan of this type of stuff. And
Audrey.
I love her. And there's a song that she sings called Moon River. Moon River, wider than a mile. Anyway, it's great.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I dressed up as her at a party. Hang on. That's me.
Yeah, beautiful. I actually remember seeing that, thinking you were stunning. I don't know. What year was that?
Oh, that was a while ago. That was before I met you. That was a year before I met you.
Ah, you're a baby.
Yeah, I was there. And that's my friend, who I'm still friends with.
You don't age, though. You look exactly the same. Like, you do not age. Well, better. Actually, you look better.
It's the Botox. No, it's the Latin gene. I haven't had Botox. I'm not opposed to Botox, but I haven't had Botox. If I had it, I'd just admit it. I'd probably put it up on Instagram and be like, hey, guys, I had Botox. This is how I look.
Yeah, me too.
I'd be honest about it. Yeah, same. Okay, let's go here. I gave up on dating because Christian women preferred the bad boys. Sorry, bro. Then after they got used up, the bad boys, they want the good Christian man to carry her baggage. Yeah, that's not right. I don't know how to respond to that, but yeah, like, sadly, like, he's not wrong. Like, I've followed in that pattern too. Have you both visited Canberra? I have. Yes, I've been there once. Have you?
Yeah, grade 6, we had to go on a trip, a school trip there. So yes, I have visited. I had to.
Yeah.
No, I went there afterwards for a friend. She had a wedding there when I was 18, and I was a bridesmaid. So I did hang out in good old Canberra.
There's no traffic lights there. It's all
roundabouts. All roundabouts.
Mm. What does this mean? And that's why you don't like 5-finger death punch, dear. I don't know what that means.
What is a 5-finger death punch?
I don't know. But he's obviously, and he asked, Anne, have you heard of the, no, she hasn't. Cause she tell us.
Is it like
tell us.
boxing?
I don't know. I don't know what he means. I love listening to dance music. Yeah, I like dance music too.
Yeah, dance music's awesome.
Like, I think of, I don't know if you remember, this was the start of dance music, but it was the song by Tina Cousins. and it was pray for good and pray for love, pray for peace to pray it's enough, pray for salvation. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember that was because all the background music was techno-y, and I'd never heard that. I'd never heard like a simple, pretty voice to like technical sounding music, and then that became dance music. She was sort of like one of the pre-people of that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a band. Five Finger Death Punch is a band. No, I haven't heard of them, bro. Sorry. I guess he thought you might have heard of them because you said you like rock. Maybe that's rock.
No, I haven't. I'll look them up.
Should I look them up now? Like while we have time? We have about 6 minutes left, and then I'll let you go.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm actually freezing right now. It's gotten really cold.
Oh, do you want to move?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
But if I'm shaking, my bad.
Oh no, you're not shaking. Well, not yet. Hello, dear. From your favorite rapper, whom is fan and admirer of yours, even though I presume you dislike rap music. I don't dislike rap music. I love Coolio Gangsta's Paradise. That's one of my favorite songs.
That.
Yeah, that's a great song. I don't hate rap. I just don't really listen to it a whole lot. I also do techno rap. I did one called "Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death." Cool. That's where we're at now. It's either I want liberty or death. Like there's no real in between.
I actually like that. That's so ironic. It's awesome.
It's very ironic. It's a metal band apparently. Yeah.
No, I don't really listen to much metal, to be honest.
No,
but I'm gonna look it up anyway.
I don't know any metal. Is AC/DC metal? No, they're rock.
No, they can't be. Surely they're a bit of rock. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I was raised singing in church, like gospel music, so I can't really comment much on death metal and like it's just not something. Even though there's Christian metal too, I can't comment on it. But yeah, does anyone else have any other questions? Otherwise, Anne, do you have any questions for me? It's been so long, my friend.
I mean, no, not right now. Like, I think we'll just have our private convos and stuff that comes up. But I want you to know that I am sorry that I used to, close you off all the time and stuff like that. And I don't think that's that's something that's in the past. Hopefully, I miss you, and I'm looking forward to keeping in contact a lot. And when I'm back in Australia, I will let you know.
Do you know what we should do? If I'm still single at the time, we should get a house together. If I'm back in, shut up, Bearing. I like songs from the 1950s as well. That doesn't show my age.
No, I love that song. What's wrong with that?
I'm saying that it's showing my age. And look, this guy here, he's like a military man. This guy, and he actually enjoyed our conversation of you and I go. Ah!
Thanks, Jessie. I appreciate that. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Anne does have, oh, hang on, I'll put it up. Anne does seem to have a very endearing and cheery personality. She does. And also, Anne, I appreciate the fact that you just apologized to me for something that I didn't think about with you as much as other friends. As you saw in the Dear Diary, because I don't usually send you my videos, and I thought maybe you would like this one. So I sent you one of my videos. Yeah, and it just bothers me that I always had to give in to my friend for the sake of keeping the peace. And then I did stop doing that, and I don't like that. A good friend would say, listen, I was wrong or I was right or whatever. And the friend that we were talking about earlier, Melanie has become a little bit not political but more aware than she was as well. And she never actually shut me down with my politics. She didn't want to listen to it. Now she listens to it. Like when I go over to her house, she's like, oh, guess what? I don't wear my mask. And like, she's all cool. Like, I love that. And so I feel like
she's open. She's a beautiful, open soul.
And she wasn't so much in the past. She is now. She's like you. She's developed, and it's good. Yeah, and I like that.
Sometimes in life, people go in and out, but it's like the ones they're going through stuff, as we know, so we can pray for them and hope for the best for people. But sometimes people just drop off, and for other people to come in or come back into that space that can bring you lots of value and love. That's what I think anyway. So it's nice.
I think I agree as well. I'm hoping that one day they do come back around, because everything that I used to talk about to everyone has led to this moment. Without even realizing it, I was leading people to wake up. There are globalists. And I know you won't agree with everything I'm about to say, but abortion is bad. Immigration is too much. Abortion to the 9th month. Everyone can usually agree that's pretty horrible. The police are corrupt. The government is corrupt. Everything that I said on my channel for the last 3.5 to 4 years has led to this moment, making me, and it's not an I told you so, but making me right about everything that I was that it had led up to. I had accident. It turned out that because you have you seen the movie The Matrix, the red pill and the blue pill? Yeah, I took the red pill many years ago. Do you know what I mean by that? Does that analogy make sense to you?
Do you mean politically wise? Yeah, like the blue and the red. Yes, I understand that.
So and I feel like you've taken the red pill in the last, let's say, 6 months, and it's slowly making you more aware. The fact that it was really funny because I saw that you followed me on Instagram, and I'm like, how funny. She used to follow me on Instagram on that account, and then she stopped. And then I just saw it, and I'm like, oh, my friend, she come back to the philosophy heart. It was lovely. I loved it. I
wouldn't say like with politics, like I'm not probably for. I just want the person that's running a country or governments worldwide to be a good person and to have our best interest. That's what I'm thinking. And I think that there's a lot of evilness.
That's very basic what you want. And sadly, we don't get that. Sorry, keep going.
No, there's a lot of evilness in things that I wasn't aware of back then. And so I would have been like the majority, unfortunately. Although it's growing, like you said, people are waking up.
Many are.
I would have been like, that's probably why I did unfollow that page, because I was like, oh, no, that's ridiculous. Like, Trump's awful, etc., etc. I'm not saying that I don't think I would love him as a person. I don't think I would be best friends with him at all.
No, he's a dick. He's a complete dick, but he just knew what he was doing when he came to the poverty stuff and the employment stuff. Keep going.
I just think that the blue pill is full of evil. It's insane. That's what I think. I don't know.
Yeah, completely agree.
Let's pray for them.
Let's pray for them. Well, guys, I think we can leave it there. Thank you so much. I won't be doing 8 o'clock Thursday night live streams very often. This was a once-off. I might be doing one next week as well, and then probably nothing after that. The one for next week, the reason I have to do it next week is because the laws in Victoria are changing, and very soon it will be illegal for me to just talk about homosexuality and that it's a choice. And the 2 guys that I have on next week are former homosexuals, and so I have to do that conversation in the next 2 weeks, or I will probably go to prison, or one of them could go to prison, or I don't really know what it is. So that conversation will happen next week at the same time, and then after that I'm not doing any more Thursday live streams. I don't want to go live every other week because it's too much energy. But anyway, there's Anne, one of my
Thank you so much
friends.
for having me, beautiful.
I love you and I miss you.
Miss you too. Right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for the compliments, guys. Bowing out.